Hi guys, welcome back. Thanks for joining the today's session. So this course is not only designed for associate those looking for domain change, but also this training program will help you to help the Power BI or data analytics professionals to take their career to the next level. So in this hands-on project-based Power BI training program, you will put your Power BI skills to the test and apply what you have learned to some of the toughest real-world business intelligence use cases. All right, before we get started, just a quick intro about me. I'm Satya. I'll be your trainer and I carry close to 15.5 years. Currently employed as a lead data scientist and a business intelligence consultant for a leading US-based retail company with a development facility in Bangalore. During my stint with various engagements, I got an opportunity to work in a variety of industries, including retail, healthcare, and banking, as well as I got a good opportunity to involve in the complete life cycle of projects, that are related to BI and data science. All right, that is pretty much about me. Now let us take a look at what we are going to look at in today's session. In today's session, we'll start with help you to understand what is analytics, just an overview about the analytics as well as the business intelligence. And then next, we'll explain you what is Power BI and why Power BI. Why not other self-service business intelligence tools like Tableau and ClickView? Why customers are now running after Power BI? And is it really an hype or reality? That we are going to explore it. Followed by this will help you out walking through the components of Power BI, and we'll take a deep dive in each component. The next one is will help how to install Power BI and setting up Power BI cloud service. This Power BI cloud service is not required at this month because it is going to be for free access for 60 days. And if you sign up now, you will end up the trial period will end soon. Okay, so that's why I would suggest better you can sign up probably after a month or so. Okay, and so I'll tell you when you need to sign up. So now let us take a look at what is analytics. We'll start with understanding what is analytics. So why do we need to do analytics? First of all, what is analytics? It is a method of exploring and analyzing the large data sets. Whether it's large or small or medium, end of the day, analytics, we perform analytics. What is analytics? Data analytics. We analyze the data. So when we do analysis, when we analyze the data, we can get patterns, and then we can find out the trends and explore the new correlations. And also it can help us to deduce a conclusion by valuable insights or actionable insights. So analytics, so the next thing is why we need to do analytics. Okay, to gain competitive advantage, businesses need to implement data analysis driven strategies. If you look at companies, even whether it's a startup company or mid-sized or very large enterprises, almost all the companies now they made analytics, data analytics as part of data analytics and artificial intelligence as part of their DNA. It became a mandatory task as part of their data engineering team. Okay, so by doing analytics, right, we understand where we lack and where we need to improve, where we can cut down the cost, how we can increase the revenue. All right, so what pricing we can, how we can come up with the optimal pricing, all the things we can decide based on the insights when you get the insights which you get it as part of your analytics. So now let us understand the different types of analytics. The one is descriptive analytics and next one is diagnostic analytics. The descriptive analytics talks about, right, so this one is basically a simple report, right? So not simple report, I would say generating the reports. The reports will show you, what happened in the past. Okay. For example, last week, too many calls to call center. It's how many number of calls we received. Number of calls we received. That's one of the KPI when it comes to call center. Okay. Resolution time, that is one of the things. So, okay, you received the number of calls. This is one of the things you received last month. The number of calls was, let's say 106, which is way too high compared to the past data for previous months. But last month we could see there is an increase in the number of calls that we received in our call center. And the next thing is, the turnaround time. Let's, the turnaround time. Okay, we received average turnaround time. Okay, so we received 106 calls. What is the average turnaround time? How fast we resolved customers' call, customers' concerns. Okay, so let's say 5 minutes, right? So on an average, 5 minutes we took to resolve each calls. Something like that. These are the key performance indicators. What is key performance KPI? Key performance indicators are called as KPI. Using this metrics, we measure about our performance. Okay, how many calls we in total received on an average, how much time we took to solve the customer's problem for each call on an average. Okay, so with this we will be able to understand the efficiency of the call center staffs, and also it can help us to understand by looking at these numbers, right? We can understand or do we need to staff some more people? Do we need to recruit some more people? Is it okay to handle this many number of calls with the existing workforce? So these are the KPIs. Basically, we are measuring this one. Okay, with the help of the KPIs. In this case, the KPIs are like number of calls, number of turnaround time, and so on. So as part of descriptive analytics, it will show you what has happened in the past, or what is happening currently. Okay, and the next thing is, okay, when you see this 106 compared to the past months, this is way too high. Now the next question is, why did we receive so many calls in the last month? You wanted to go one step further and find out why we received so many calls. That is where the diagnostic analytics comes into picture. As part of diagnostic analytics, we try to find out or pinpoint where exactly the problem happened. For example, the product recently launched had a lot of problems in it, or the services whatever we recently launched it has a lot of issues with it. Customers were not happy. The another simple example is like the internet signal is not good. Okay, and customers are raising concerns. They are keep calling us. Okay, even after their issues got resolved, right? So it is they are getting the connection issue recurrently. When you do the diagnosis, you will get to know. So and then what you do is, okay, why are why customers are raising or calling so many times for the connection issue? That is the next question. Because the tower recently, we removed the tower in that area. Okay, or some problem with the tower. Okay, so go and check what the problem in the tower, any technical problem, go and address it. Only when you do diagnostic analytics, right? For this you need to have the report first of all, right? So where you need in the report you have some KPIs. By looking at this, you want to take a deep dive to understand where the problem exists and what is the root cause for this. Okay, and what is the root cause for increase in calls in this month, and based on which what we do is we will take the course correction or so. Fine. So far, enterprises, they are very particular about descriptive analytics, diagnostic analytics, and now the customers no longer interested only with these two type of analytics. Now they want to go one step further. I want to predict what is going to happen in the future. For example, you want to predict the customer spend. So for the next month, across the product or across the categories, which products customers are going to spend more, which products are they going to buy. So what should I predict, how much amount customer is going to spend, or how, which products customers are more likely to purchase. By knowing this, you can come up with a strategy or plan well ahead to stock up the appropriate number of units, product units in your warehouse. There are two things. One is the overstocking and understocking. Overstocking is also a problem. Understocking is also a problem. If you overstock, whenever the customers comes to your website and if they don't see the product, obviously they will get frustrated. Okay, probably because of the loyal customer, so they will come back again. Probably they come back later, 2 days or 3 days, and even after that, if they see the same status out of stock, obviously they will lose trust on your business and they will walk out of your business. That is called your churn. Churn is something like customer is walking out. Employee churn, customer churn. The employees are attriting, which is nothing but the churn. Customers are not happy. The employees are not happy because your employees were not getting adequate attention when it comes to promotion or salary hike, and even the recognition, whatever the achievements or accomplishments they do, right? So what are the achievements they do? It is not, they're not getting visibility. So because they are unhappy, they want to leave your business. Employee churn or the attrition, customer attrition. It is also called as churn. Churn means customer is walking out your business. So if you have the predictive analytics implemented in your place, right? In that case, you can proactively identify which customers are more likely to leave my business before even the customers are leaving your business. If you have a mechanism, or if you have some wherewithal, using which, if you can get to know before even they leave your company or business, right? You can talk to those customers before even leave your company and find out exactly the reason why they are not they are not purchasing the products the way how they used to purchase in the past. Also, the same thing, 106 calls, right? So the number of calls, call the customers and find out from them why they called 106 times, what issues they are expecting, what is their feedback, what is their suggestion. And by taking note of everything, and if you work on their concerns swiftly, they'll be very happy. But the point here is, if you get to know before even they leave your business, then it is good, because after your customer leave your business and running after them is no longer going to help. Okay, for the same example, the customer is not happy with the signal, frequent disconnection, or they're not able to hear the voice correctly, clearly. So in that case, what you do is you can take up this customer's concern with the management, and then try to take swift action in order to resolve these issues. And if any swift action has been taken in resolving this issue, it can make the customers to feel, okay, why should I switch over? Better let me stay here. In the case of this one, the Airtel and the Geo connections, right? So in that case, right, the customers will telecommunication industry, right? So the customers will not leave if you don't take any action. And if you, first of all, if you don't have any mechanism to find out which customers or predict which customers are going to leave, right? What will happen is, after your majority of your potential customers, if you leave your business and if you get to know, then it is not good, right? It is not the healthy way of monitoring the business, right? So unless you monitor what is going to happen in the future or what is happening currently, things can go haywire. So that is where the predictive analytics coming into picture. When it comes to healthcare, even in the case of healthcare, they use predictive analytics. Nowadays, predictive analytics are used across all the industries. In the case of healthcare, if you have predictive analytics models already deployed, with that they can predict proactively which patients are more likely to develop heart attack, which patients are more likely to develop cancer. By knowing this well ahead, we can help the patients to change their lifestyle so that they can postpone their problem. Okay. Similarly, In the case of churn, if you get to know which customers are going to leave before even they leave the company, and if you talk to them, so with the help of predictive analytics, if you predict, right, so which all customers are going to leave, and you can call them and find out from them, and if you address their issues, obviously they will stay with you. And the other thing is like the defaulters. In the case of for our profitable customers, for example, you wanted to launch a new product, okay, and you want to find out which all customers are more likely to buy. Okay, in that case, so you will, if you use predictive analytics, it can help you to decide, what features customers might like more, may like a lot, if, in my product. If I launch it, so what will be the response? Will they, are they going to buy my product or not? You can make a prediction well ahead. Okay, and also you can with this, right? You can you can forecast the stock items. Okay, how many number of items that I need to stock up. If I overstock, it's gone, right? So you can forecast the optimal inventory levels, so that you don't have to stock up more products than you can sell. Okay, so in that case, what will happen is, for especially in the case of perishable products like tomato and onion, sorry, tomato, these kind of vegetables, if you stock up more, it can lead to loss. Okay, because this tomato and this kind of vegetable, it can perish probably in 3 to 4 days time. If you stock up more, you are gone, right? So that's where these predictive analytics are very much helpful in order to forecast how much units that you can stock up optimally. Okay, so and also it can help us to predict the risk, right? Which customers are more likely to default, which customers are less likely to default. By knowing which, um, you can decide for which customers we can offer the loan or something like that. And then now they have gone one step further, prescriptive analytics. As part of this, what should I do about it? Okay, the model can predict so and so customers can churn. What is the next step? What should I do about it? Is it possible to prevent it? How can I control it? How can I prevent it? What is the best course of action I can take in order to retain my customers? You can come up with some kind of strategies to retain the customer in this case. Okay, so that is what your prescriptive analytics. The next one is the business intelligence. Okay, we have something called, you might have heard about this term, business intelligence. What is business intelligence? Business intelligence is an umbrella term. So we already discussed okay, in the past session I discussed Power BI. The BI stands for business intelligence. What is business intelligence? Business intelligence is nothing but set of processes. What do you mean by processes? Collecting the data and modeling the data, pre-processing the data, and visualizing the data. So right, so and gaining the insights from it. First of all, right, collecting the data, modeling the data, pre-processing the data. These are the processes. Okay, as part of business intelligence, we use these set of processes and the technologies. Okay, like can I use Power BI, or can I use some other uh, tool? Okay, which tool is scalable, and which tool is cheaper cost, and scalability, and on feature wise, which one is good, right? The set of processes and tools, and then architectures. Okay, the business intelligence is nothing but set of processes, nothing but these things. Okay, and then the technology tools and architectures. Which architecture can I use it? So can I use a staging area in between the OLTP system? For example, you are ordering the product in Amazon. All the order related detail gets stored in the OLTP database, and you have the data warehouse here. Okay, so to pull the data, can I directly pull it, or can I use a staging area? So in this case, you are going to come up with an architecture before even you start implementing all the solutions. Right, so that's the reason why the business intelligence is nothing but set of processes and technology and the architectures using which we convert the raw data into meaningful data, using the tools like Power BI or by creating reports and dashboards. Once you create a visually compelling or stunning dashboards, with that you can gain business insights. So, okay, I told you using business intelligence, we can convert the raw data into useful data. So, what do you mean by data, raw data? Look here, this is what my data set. So, these are the two tables are there. This is the report needed by a specific department manager. Okay, so here, for example, in this case, this table, this is called your product table. In the product table, you can see the product, a key and product name and the cost price. So, right, so in the case of product name, the product table, so it will have huge volume of data in it. Okay, for example, it depends on the company or depends on the business. When it comes to e-commerce, especially Amazon, they listed out 1 billion products on their website. So obviously, you will have huge volume of records will be there in the product table. Okay, and you have another table called order table, right? Let's say in the case of Amazon, the customers are ordering the product. Okay, and all the order related detail gets stored for all the customers, right? Those raise the order in the e-commerce website, it will get stored here. In this case, if you simply take this table and if you try to gain insight, it is very difficult. This is your raw data. Why do I call the raw data? So in this case, for example, your management is very particular about, in which region, which product we sold. We wanted to know the sales breakdown by region, by product name. Okay, but if you see here, product name is missing here. Here we have only the product key is there. But the product name is available here along with the product key. So in this case, you need to join these two tables, using the common key column product key, and then you can retrieve the product name. Without joining these two tables, you cannot get the product name. But your management want to report something like that: sales breakdown by region, by product name. So in each region, in which product we sold how much, what is the sales. Okay, and then next one is the profit. They want you to compute the profit and net margin. In order to produce this report, you need to join these two tables, because in this table only you have product name. Okay, not only the product name is available here, and also the cost price is also available here. Here we have a list price. What is the list price? It's like a selling price. Okay, so why should I need a cost price? Obviously, for example, you want to compute the profit, right? Profit is the simple formula: selling price minus cost price. So in this case, let's say here the list price is 60, the selling price and quantity. If you multiply this, you will get 240. That is what your sales. Okay, sales. And here, so 4 into quantity 4 into 45, that is what your how much you get, 160, 180, right? So 180. So 180, whereas here 240, right? So 240 minus 180 is your 60 rupees profitability, right? So you need to multiply the quantity by list price. You need to take the product of cost price with the quantity to get the cost of goods sold. If you subtract the cost of goods sold from your sales, you will get profitability. And how do you compute the net profit margin? You need to, this is your revenue. Okay, revenue minus cost divided by revenue. This is the one will give you the margin in terms of the percentage, or the margin you can get it here. Okay, margin percentage also. And to generate this report, you need to join this table, and also you need to pick up the cost price from here, and then you need to multiply it. But by individually looking at each table, you will not be able to gain the insight quickly. See, in this case, for example's sake, I just used only two tables. So if you look at the real-time environment, even the region, they use the key here, but the region name will be available in a separate table. And then you have something called customer key. You have another table is there. To generate this report, or if somebody is asking you, how much product we sold in North and South, You need to look at, let's say manually you have to do it, right? You have to look at multiple tables per customer separate table, or let's say they ask, region wise, customer wise, product wise, total sales and profit. So you need to look at multiple tables, right? It takes a lot of time, especially if the volume of the data is very high. And again, on top, if you have to perform the aggregation, what do you mean by aggregation? Total sum. Okay, it could be sum or average, or it can be anything. But in this case, they want to see the total sales. In this case, what happened? The north region, if you see here, this is your thing, right? So 240, and plus here in this north region, same product P001, we have another record. So in this case, 120. Okay, 360. Okay, there's something wrong here. Okay, 360. The total sales is 360. This is what the sales we made in north region. Okay, the next one is the south region. What sale? How much sales we made? This is your 900, and this is your 1275. Right. So when you add these two things, what you will get? That is what your answer here. Okay, that is what you get it here. So 1275 plus 900. This is roughly one three. One. Sorry. Yeah, 2175. 2175. Correct. Yes, 2175. So 2175, right? So this is the total. Okay, so in the south region, what we did the sum, total sales. They don't want to see the detailed record. They just want to see the summarized data like this. So in this case, you need to join multiple tables, and also you need to get the cost price from one table to another table, and you need to pick up the product name. And you have, let's say, if they want to have one more dimension like customer name, you need to do a lookup in customer table in order to get the customer name. So in that case, if you have to look at multiple tables by your eyes, it'll take longer time. Okay, the other thing is, we don't store all the data, the product name, customer name, everything in a single table. It can it'll cause performance issue if you store everything in a single table. The volume of data will be very high, and also the storage required to store the data will be more, because redundantly you'll be storing a lot of information, right? So unnecessarily you'll be storing the product name here, right? So for example, you have product name here, and product name is sandal soap, again sandal soap. So in this case, it is fine. If the product name is very big, you are going to store a big name here. It requires more storage. Instead of storing the bigger name, you can use the key column here, key value here. Okay. So these are all part of your data pre-processing, joining, merging more than one table. Sometimes you append the table. Let's say you got 10 weeks, so let's say the 4 weeks data, in a separate file. In order to generate monthly sales, you need to combine all the four files. Okay, to perform or create a monthly sales report, you need to append all the data from all these files into a single file. So you will be appending, you'll be merging the data, and sometimes you do the deduplication. Deduplication. What do you mean by deduplication? Removing the duplicate records from the data set. I don't want to have redundant data. For example, the same record repeats more than one time mistakenly, right? You need to address that. You need to remove the duplicated record. Okay, and also in case of any outliers or any missing values, you need to address it. Anyhow, don't worry. All these things will explain you step by step in the later part of this training program. Don't worry. Okay, this is just an overview. Okay, using business intelligence, right? With the help of business intelligence, we are able to convert the raw data into meaningful data by creating a dashboard, something like this. This is the customer analytics, value analytics dashboard. So this is basically an insurance company dashboard. So in this case, on the left side, you can see the customers, how many number of customers we onboarded so far, and how many number of policies we sold, and what is the premium amount we collected so far, and how much claim amount we have approved it, And if you see the report, these are the reports, okay? Customers buy policies and vehicle insurance, these are the important reports, okay, which they look at it, at a glance, they can understand, the breakdown of the policies. Okay, look here, the employment category. So employed and unemployed female, and employed and unemployed male. Okay, yeah, I know. If you see here in the suburban area compared to rural and urban, the number of percentage of policies sold, right? So very high in this area. And also, if you look at just beneath the metrics, you can see the color. There are three colors. You can see three colors, and each color has some meaning. The blue color is some, green color is something like employed, and this color is unemployed. And if you look at the this one, right, the 62 percentage of employed customers, they bought 9,134. It tells us very clearly employed people are more likely to buy the policies. So that if you launch a campaign, and if that targets the employed people, the chances are high that you can increase it from 62 percentage to, let's 70 to 75 percentage. Okay. So by looking at this reports, they can gain a quick quick insight. In case they find any issues here, they can take a deep dive to understand. Okay, so this at a C level, they will look at it. So the question, the who is civil executives, the chief executive officer, chief operating officer. These are the topmost people, right? They will be very particular about these metrics, so that they can get a quick the sense where we stand compared to, let's say, this is last 3 years data here, what we are seeing. And after 3 years, when they compare it, or year on year, if they want to compare it, okay, this is good. So last year we have onboarded 9,134. This year, how many customers are we have we onboarded? Where do we stand? What is the difference? Are there any variation? Okay, variation is fine, but can we see any upward trend or downward trend? We will get to know quickly with the help of these dashboards. So next, we will take a look at what is Power BI. Power BI is Microsoft product, and it is a self-service business intelligence tool. What do you mean by self-service business intelligence tool? So even a layman with the basic Excel knowledge, working knowledge, he can also develop a simple report or simple dashboard. Okay, you don't need an in-depth or you don't have to be tech savvy to develop a basic or intermediate reports. It is that much simple. Now the question is, does that mean we don't need a training? Yes, obviously you need to have you need to have training, because you can learn it on your own, but it will take longer time. Okay, the learning curve will be very high, especially the non-IT background people with non-IT background. They take longer time to scale up. Okay, so but the reason is we have something called DAX here, so data analytics expression, and then when it comes to Power BI, you have to do data modeling. But in Tableau and ClickSense, you don't have to do the data modeling. When it comes to Power BI, you have to do data modeling, data model design. You need to do it, and then you have something called DAX. DAX stands for Data Analytics Expression. What is data analytics expression? Right. So as part of this DAX, you have a lot of built-in functions are available. Using this built-in function, you can perform advanced analytics. In this case, you don't have to create your own function. The built-in functions are already available, but you can create your own function as well. But with the help of these built-in functions, you will be up and running because it's already available. You need to pass the arguments. That's it. Okay, you can get the output what you needed. Okay, or what the kind of transformation what you want to do it, that you can do it with the help of the built-in functions that are available as part of the DAX. But even experienced people, they got stuck with DAX, because when to use which DAX function. For example, you have something called summarize function and your group by function. Which one can I use it? Which one is optimal? Okay, and what kind of situation that I can use, summarize or group by. Okay, but with the help of so on the whole, with the help of DAX, you can perform advanced analytics. And data modeling, obviously, this is also another important topic when it comes to Power BI. Power BI, you can generate report. In order to generate a report, you have, right. So you need to do data model design first. If you are using only one table, single file, it is fine. If you are using more than one file, obviously you need to do the data model design. You need to create the relationship. So how to create the relationship? What are the types of relations that are available? That you need to know here. So if you look at the bigger organization or bigger projects, already they have some dedicated person, data architect. He's the one responsible for creating the data model design. But not all the projects you have that luxury, right? So, but one way it is good. You will be learning the important concept of data warehouse when you do the data modeling. So, in the case of analytics project, we uh, we have something called dimensional data modeling. So you need to do dimensional data modeling design. As part of dimensional data modeling, you have something called star and snowflake schema design is there. You will be learning all the things. Okay. So the more you learn, the chances of getting shortlisted your profile is high, and you can expect a good package. If you know only a specific portion of Power BI, it is you will not be able to get good salary. And you should, within the Power BI itself, you should be knowing many things. Okay, you should be knowing data modeling. You should be very good in ETL. What is ETL? E stands for extraction, T stands for transformation, and L stands for loading. Okay, so from the data warehouse, from the OLTP system, like I said earlier, right? So you need to pull the data. Once the data is available in your temporary area called your staging area, what you do is you do all kind of data. You merge the data, append the data, clean the data, and you do some kind of reformatting. Sometimes the Power BI desktop, right, while loading the data, it can assign a wrong data type to the columns. For some columns, for example, a date column, it assign the text data type. You need to go and check why the text data type has been assigned. In case of any issues with the date values, you need to address it, and then you need to convert the date data type. Okay, this kind of formatting, right, assigning the correct data type, so reformatting the data, all the things we do it as for transformation. It's something like in a kitchen, how we do all kind of cleaning, right? Before you prepare your food, you buy vegetables, you cut all the vegetables, clean the vegetables, and you mix the recipes, and then only start cooking, right? So that's how in the case of transformation, you do all kind of data cleaning, scrubbing, everything, you do it. Once your data is clean, then you will load the data into your model, right? So here, the ETL and data modeling and DAX, these are the key areas you'll be learning. Okay, learning more. Obviously, the data visualization part. We have something all type of charts. What type of chart should I use? When should I use which type of chart? Right, that you will be learning it. For example, scatter plot chart. You can use it to identify the correlation between the two quantitative variable. In that kind of situation, you can use scatter plot. Whereas in the case of line chart, if you wanted to see the changes that happen over a period of time, in the case of your revenue or profitability, to track that by time, right? So year wise, quarter wise, you want to see what is the trend or change in the revenue. If you see it, right, if you want to see it, then you can go for either the line chart or area chart. Okay, so like these are the core areas. You need to learn a lot. That's where I'm here to help you out, to take a deep dive in these topics, so that you can master the Power BI tool. In addition to that, you should be knowing SQL Server, not only SQL Server. You need to know the at least the SQL commands, structured query language, how to write SQL queries on the RDBMS side. So in this training program, as part of Microsoft SQL Server, will train you on how to write SQL queries. So the next question is, why Power BI? Instead of Power BI, there are a lot of other tools are available. Self-service business tools are available in the market. What is so special about Power BI? Why customers are running after Power BI? Is it an hype or reality? Now we will take a look at this. The number one reason why customers are running after the Power BI is it's a free of cost. Okay, it's one of the cheapest tool in the Gartner Magic Quadrant. If you compare with other tools, Power BI is the cheapest. It's hardly $10 per user per month. Per month. That is the beauty of this one. Okay. And the second reason is, yes, it doesn't require in-depth technical skills to create a simple or intermediate dashboard. And the next important reason is it supports maximum number of features. If you compare with other tools in the market, Power BI support a lot of features. You can write 1200 different M functions and DAX functions. So with this, with M functions, you can do the data transformation and like a data cleaning, pre-processing, right? Everything you can do it. The next one is the DAX function. Using DAX function, you can perform advanced analytics. Okay, so and also you can create close to 250 plus visuals. Visuals. What do you mean by visual charts? The clustered column chart, bar chart, pie chart, right? So 250 visuals or charts are available, and also you have custom charts are available. So this feature is not available in other tool. It's there, but it is not that much in quantity. The next feature is the data connectivity. With Power BI, you can bring data from 100 plus different sources. You can use Oracle, you can use SQL, or you can use big data, Parquet file, Excel file, JSON file, you name anything. It can pull data from that data source. You can pull the data from structured, semi-structured, unstructured data using Power BI. So that's the reason why, right? The Power BI has a greater capability in terms of data connectivity. Next, it's time now to explore the architecture of the Power BI environment. For example, as a doctor, let's say you're a doctor, you should be knowing where the brain is there, where is the heart is there, and where the kidney is there, and the location of anatomy. You should be knowing the anatomy, and also the functionality to some extent, right? You should be knowing that how each organs are interacting with other. Similarly, when it comes to Power BI, as a data analyst, irrespective of your level, it is always good if you know the architecture, the big picture, right, of the architecture. That is good, so that you can you can position yourself as a consultant. So if you know the licensing cost and different licensing options and the corresponding cost, and also for what kind of business, which kind of licensing is required, resources are required. If you can recommend that, that will be good. That is what the consultant role. The consultants are in high demand. So initially I thought Power BI developers maximum 10 lakh or 14 lakh they can go. Beyond that, they cannot expect. But as a project leader or manager, they can expect more, because they know not only the Power BI, they know not only the SQL server. Beyond that, they know how to use the ETL tools, and they are good in cloud computing, everything. Okay, and also they are good in more than one reporting tools and ETL tool. So in that case, they can give the solutions for the different types of projects when it comes to the service based companies. Okay, so here is the architecture of the Power BI environment. So now let us see how each pieces are interacting with each other. There are two sides of Power BI. One is cloud service, other one is on premise. Okay, the on premises. What is this on premise? It is a physical server located and maintained inside the office premises. What is cloud? Cloud is a virtual server. The servers are maintained by the service providers, like the leading players in the cloud, AWS, and you have something called GCP, Google Cloud Computing, and Azure. Microsoft Cloud is Azure. This is Amazon. Cloud is called as AWS. Okay, so they are the leading players in the cloud market, and apart from there are other players are there, and they are but importantly the AWS, Azure, right? We can see a lot of people are working on this cloud thing. Okay, so what is on-premise server? So here, let's you bought a server in your office. That server is available in your office place. Okay, that is what your on-premise server. So the Power BI desktop client tool is absolutely free. You don't have to pay even a single penny to download and install this software. And okay, the Power BI desktop is absolutely free, and also there is no trial period. Okay, so when it comes to Tableau, you can download and install and use it for 15 days only. Beyond that, it will get expired. You cannot use it. Unlike a Tableau, when it comes to Power BI, you can download it, install it, and there are no limitations, and there are no time limit here. Okay, you can use it as long as you want it. Every once in 2 months, if you go and take a look at the Power BI website, you can find the latest version of Power BI. They are keep adding a lot of features. Every once in 2 months, right? On an average, they launch it, and you can go and take a look at in their website, and you can download and install the latest version. So you can bring using Power BI Desktop, you can bring data from various sources like Excel files, Azure source, online sources, and direct query, gateway service, right? Using which you can pull the data. So once you bring in the data from your cloud, like so in my cloud, Azure cloud or AWS cloud, I have Excel file, and SQL database is located at Azure SQL database, and you have something called Salesforce CRM applications in your organization. Data are available in different sources. Once you connect to all these sources from your Power BI desktop, and once you bring in all the data from these sources, you can transform the data, you can format the data, you clean the data, and then you create a report and publish it on cloud. So the Power BI desktop is a one component. Second component is the cloud services, Power BI cloud services. Once you publish the data on report on cloud, the report is available for all the stakeholders in your company across the globe, and on any time they can go and access it using any device. You can use a tablet, or you can use a smartphone or a laptop or desktop. You can access all the reports across the globe anytime once the report is available on cloud. So that's where the cloud service is coming into picture. So 60 days trial period is available. Okay, you can go and sign up, and you can use it for 60 days trial. The Power BI cloud service, you can publish the report on cloud, and you can just play around there. So beyond that, right, it will get expired. You need to renew it with either pro license or premium license. For an individual user, you can go for pro license. Guys, in the interview, they'll ask you, in your company, are they using pro license or Power BI desktop, or which license are they using it? You tell them that they are all using premium service, right? Premium license. Okay, the next piece here is the data gateway. So in the data gateway, right, this is a piece of software. Okay, and it is a bridge between your on-premise and cloud. Okay, on-premise and cloud service. This is the software. It is required to access the data located in an on-premises network. Supposing you publish the report on cloud, and you want the cloud, whatever the report that you published it here should get refreshed. The data in that report should get kept up to date on a daily basis. So in that case, you can use data gateway to the reports to read the data or pull the data from your on-premise system, and refresh the data in your Power BI reports in order to keep the reports up to date. And not only that, the data gateway is very much helpful in terms of publishing your report on cloud along with the data in a way secured way. So when once you develop a report using the Power BI desktop, you can publish it. But while publishing it, if you publish only the report, that is more than sufficient. The underlying data will also get published automatically by data gateway. So using Power BI service, right? It's a web-based interface. You don't have to download and install. You need to go ahead and sign up in their website. Their website name is app.powerbi.com. Okay, so you can go ahead here and create a you can sign up there. That's all. You should be able to access the Power BI cloud service. Once you sign in with the credentials, what you get it. Now you are on cloud, Power BI cloud services. Okay, so it's a web-based interface. You can create interactive report. You can develop dashboards. You can share your dashboards or reports to the relevant stakeholders, and you can do admin control. Okay, and you can do mobile dashboard design. Okay, you can design the dashboard for your mobile phone so that when you see their dashboard in your mobile application, it will be good. And also we have something else called mobile service. This is another component. You can go to your mobile phone and in the Google player, right? So you can download the Power BI app and you can install it. Once you install it, you can access the report from your mobile phone app to the cloud reports, the reports that are available on cloud, so that right you should be able to view the report on the go. Okay, irrespective of the location where you are, right? So you should be able to view the reports on the go. Got it. Okay, you got a fair amount of idea about each component. So whatever you do in the Power BI cloud service, you can do the same thing here, but you cannot create a dashboard in your report server. You can create a dashboard here only. The rest of the thing you can do it in report server. Now the question is it mandatory to have the report service as well as the cloud service? And the next question is, does this involve any license cost? Yes, Power BI cloud service also involved a licensing cost. The report server also involve the licensing cost. Okay. Now the question, why should I spend money on these redundant resources? When I can do everything here, then why do I need to have a report server in my on premise? Right. So if you are, it depends on, okay, let's say your data is highly sensitive. In the case of bank, the data is highly sensitive. It could be prone, right? So the data can be prone to get hacked, right, by some hackers. See, you are publishing the report to the cloud. So once the report get published here, then your report is safe. But while it is being published, right, still, the probability are high that this can be hacked. The data can be hacked. So in that kind of situation, right, better you can go for report server. You can keep all the sensitive data in your local premises in the report server, and other things, right, for reporting analytics purpose related data, right, reports you can publish it on cloud. So in that case, you need to have both. But with Power BI, you can create a dashboard. Now the question is, what is the difference between report? In Power BI, we create the report, and Power BI Cloud Service, we create the dashboard and report also. What is the difference between these two, report and dashboard? That I will discuss it later. Both of them are more or less same, but the dashboard, you can create the dashboard using more than one report, published report or created reports. Anyhow, that I will explain it as we move further. The next one is the mobile app, already discussed, and the report builder. The report builder is also another component. There is a difference between report server and report builder. These two are completely different. Many of them, they think both of them are same. It is not same. Report builder also licensed one. Okay, it is not a free. And so now the question is, when should I go for report builder? Let's say you want to develop a paginated reports. What do you mean by paginated reports? is nothing but the pixel perfect report. Pixel perfect report. Okay. Something like your invoices and delivery notes, receipts. In order to print the invoice and delivery note and the receipts and all, vouchers and all, right? So you need to have the good resolution. Okay. So in that kind of situation, right, you can go for report builder. And the next one is the Power BI embedded. Power BI embedded is an Azure service using which you can embed the Power BI analytics capabilities into other apps. For example, I developed a report in Power BI Desktop. I want to embed the report, or I developed a dashboard. I want to embed the dashboard into my website. Is it possible? Yes, it is possible with the help of embedded. So far, we discussed about all the components or products that are available as part of the Power BI. And now what we will do is we will narrow down to Power BI Desktop. Okay, we will take a deep dive in Power BI. Deep dive in the sense at the architecture, the components level. So as part of Power BI Desktop, there are three components are there. The first one is the Power Query. The second one is Power Pivot, and third one is Power View. So what is Power Query? I always refer the Power Query with our home kitchen. You buy, let's say you bought a lot of vegetables. Before you cook it, you need to clean it, and then you need to chop it. You need to reshape it, right? You need to reshape it, and you need to mix with the recipes. Like kitchen, what we do, the cleaning, all the things, the processing. What we do is using Power Query Editor. We do the data cleaning, merging the data, appending the data, and deduplicating data, transposing the data, pivoting the data. Everything we do it as part of Power Query Editor. Transformation. You just think this way. Using Power Query Editor, we do the data transformation. We're transforming the data, okay, in the required format. And once you are done with it, the next one is your Power Pivot, using which we do the data model design. This is mandatory, especially when you use more than one table or file. You need to do the data model design. It is mandatory. Without data model design, you cannot do the filtering. Okay. And this is kind of your blueprint. Before you construct a house, you need to have the blueprint. Same way, before you build any application, the data model design is important. Not only in the case of Power BI, you take any applications, whether it's a web application or mobile application, right? So you need to have the data model design in place first. And as for data model design, we will determine how many number of tables are required, and and how to store the data, what is the data retention, what is the relationship between the tables, all the things we decide, design it as part of this one. Once your data model design has been finalized, right, implemented here, the next step is you're going to use the Power View, which is nothing but your Power BI uh, report canvas. Look here, I launched the Power BI Desktop. So how do I launch the Power BI Desktop? The installation of the Power BI is pretty simple. Once you download and install the Power BI Desktop, for example, you go to Microsoft Power BI Microsoft website, and then you can go ahead and download the Power BI Desktop. Once you download it, you will find an exe file, okay, in the downloaded folder. And when you click on it, it will open the installation window. You need to keep hit next. That's it. It will get installed. It is that much simple. And if you guys get stuck, I will help you out. And I will also share a link where you can find how to install the Power BI Desktop. Okay, the video link. So once you launch, let's here, after you installed, successfully installed your Power BI Desktop, go to your start button. Next to the start button, you have something called search icon. If you type it like this, Power BI Desktop, you get to see this icon. Or either you can click on it, or you can click on open. Okay, let's say if I click on it, open, it will open this one. In my case, already it launched the Power BI Desktop. I don't want to launch it again. And opening or launching more than one Power BI Desktop will also slow down your system. And look here, in this case, one second. This is your welcome screen. The moment when it gets launched, the Power BI Desktop, You'll find this the welcome screen. We don't need it. You can click on the cross sign here. For example, right, this is the one. Sorry, this is the one. Okay, you don't need this welcome screen. Click on the cross sign. That's it. Now what you see is your Power BI desktop. The first thing what you see here is called your report canvas, report view. Okay, the next one here, what you see is your, this is the, the report view, this icon, and this is your Power Pivot view. Okay, and sorry, the Power Pivot view. Okay, model view, we call it a model view. This is where I told you about the data, the blueprint, right? So once you clean your data and everything, you need to do data model design. Look here, in this case, let's say this is your product table, this is your customer dimension table, this is your fact sales table, and you need to load all the necessary tables, and then you can go and look at it here and create the relationship. What the line you say between the tables are called your relationship. What kind of relationship that I create, one to many or many to many, that you will learn it down the line as part of the data modeling section. You'll be learning it everything in detail. Okay, so okay, the next one is I just go back here, and for example sake, what I do is I will load data in this thing. Okay, in Power BI desktop, look here, how do I load the data? There is an icon called get data under your home ribbon. Here you can see a lot of connectors here. If you wanted to load the Excel file, you can click on it. So in our case, for learning purpose, to start with, I'm going to click on the CSV, text CSV file. What is CSV file? Comma separated value file. When you open the file, you will find each and every column is separated by comma. That is what your comma separated value file. Look here, I'm going to open sales w4.csv, open. So when you click on open, it will open the data preview window here. So you can take a cursory look at what values are there in this file. It will not load the entire file's data here because it requires a lot of memory. Okay, you just pick up the some data here, some rows. Okay, for probably 25 or record 20 or 25 records. Okay, this is called your scroll bar. Look here, and when you you know move this on the right side, you can see other columns that are part of this one. But one thing we can notice here is the column names are pretty strange, right? So this one, see some column 5, column 7, what is this column 7, column 8? You might get confused. There are some issue with the data, because if you see here, the column names are available here. Just above this column names, we have blank space, and then we could see that column 1, column 2, something strange. We need to do some kind of formatting here. Okay, now what I do, at this moment, I'm going to hit the load button, and on the right side you will find something called fields pane. Okay, this is what your fields pane. Once the data get loaded successfully, you will find the data file just beneath this fields pane. Somewhere here you will find it. It takes some time. Okay, in the case of Power BI desktop, even with 20,000 or 30,000 records, it will take it will take time. Now, if you watch it here, just beneath the fields pane, right, after a while, you will find the file name, sales underscore W04. This is the comma separated value file. It got loaded successfully. That's why it is visible here. But if you notice one thing very closely, just next to the file here, you can see the table icon, which means whether it's a JSON file or comma separated value file or Excel file, irrespective of the type of the file that you load it into your Power BI desktop, it will be considered as a table. So what Power BI says is, you give me whatever the type of the data, but I will still consider everything as a table. Okay, now you want to see the columns that are part of this one. You just click on this icon. it will get expanded, and you can see all the columns that are part of this table. As we have seen in the data preview window, we can see the same column name here. It is quite strange. The next thing which comes to your mind is, where can I see the data? I can see the table name or file name and column names. Where is the data? You need to use this icon. So far, I did not discuss. You need to. This is called a data view. Now we are in the report view. To switch to the data view, you need to click on this one. It will take some time to populate the data that belongs to sales underscore w04.c. In this place, you will find the data. Look here. It took some time and then it loaded the data here. But still, we can see this issue, column 1, column 2, right? It is annoying. What I do is I just click on the home ribbon here now. Okay, the home, right? I just click on the home ribbon. And then now what I do is I just click on the transform data. The first one, transform data, I'm going to click on it. This is what your Power Query Editor. You remember, this is the first component I discussed a while back in the PowerPoint. As part of the Power BI desktop, three components. The one is Power Query Editor, other one is the report view, the next one is Power Pivot. So this is the one is very much helpful to do data cleaning, data formatting, everything here, merging the data up and everything you can do it here. Look here, I'm going to click on the transform ribbon. And here you will find an option called use first row as headers. Even in the case of Power Query Editor, we can see the same thing, right? Just above this line, we can see the blank record, column 1, column. This is something, strange. Whatever we have seen in the data view, the same thing we are seeing it in our Power Query Editor also. This is where we do cleaning. Look here, I wanted to promote this row as a column, but just above this we have a blank value. Look, watch here what I do. Okay, I just clicked on the transform ribbon. Use first row headers. You just select this. Use first row headers. You click on this. So the blank value got migrated to this one. But still, the column names are not in the proper format. So one more time, I redo it. Okay, use first row as headers. Now the row ID and all the columns got shifted from row to column. Now the column headers are having the proper column name. I'm done with this now. I just click on the file and click on the close and apply. Now look here, if you watch for, if you wait and watch, for some time you will find, whatever the changes we made it or formatting we made it in the Power Creator will come into effect sooner. Look here, yes, we can see the column name, the correct column name for each column. Very good. So that's it, guys. If you want to switch over from data view to report view, click on this one. Okay, this is where we create all the reports. For example, this is my chart, clustered column chart. And if you want to have some donut chart, you can create on all kind of charts. Okay, and then you need to design everything correctly. Okay, so you need to follow some design best practice, everything, which we will discuss it as part of data visualization. Don't worry at this moment. At this moment, if you know this much, this is more than sufficient. And I would strongly recommend you guys to watch this today's session video. I will share it right after this session. And those of you are yet to enroll it, please go ahead and enroll it so that I can share the credentials to my website. And you will get access to all the files, study materials, and data sets, everything. Okay,